I love it for my brain. I love it for my heart.
For your heart.
Yeah. I love it for my brain.
You love me
Yes.
so much.
Yeah, very so much, so much. I love it for my heart.
For your heart.
Yeah. I love it for my brain.
You love me
Yes.
so much.
Yeah, very so much, so much. I love it for my heart.
For your heart.
Yeah. I love it for my brain.
You love me
Yes.
so much.
Yeah, very so much, so much. I love it for my.
You love me
Yes.
so. You love me
Yes.
so much.
Yeah, very so much, so much. I love it for my heart.
For your heart.
Yeah. I love it for my brain.
You love me. You love me
Yes.
so much.
Yeah, very so much, so much. I love it for my heart.
For your heart.
Yeah. I love it for my brain.
Bray had to go see to the mainland store.
Oh, so the man wanted for you to go steal from the web post store.
Yeah, he said I'm gonna join to post it to the web mainland store to they get money to the store that will go take it from there. I said, my man, how many bars for the same lecture?
And how can the people catch you now?
The people before the man call me back. Now on the 18th, they more.
The same man now.
Yeah, the same man.
The same man who want for you to go steal.
Yeah, he called me on the 18th.
Yeah.
Now in the night, around about 8:30, the man called me. He said, "Oh, my man, I'll let you be and call you back
So
again."
that time you go to work?
I go to work. I go to work.
You leave for a working place, you come to the man.
Yeah, I'm from to my working area to Clarence to now go to the man.
To go steal now.
No, I'm not go steal. I'm not go steal. I go to yeah. How you question me, man? The thing you want for me to explain for you to understand, then still questioning me, doubling the question. How made it talk clear now?
Okay, let's go now. I beg you, sorry.
I say,
The man call you in the night now.
when a man call me in there,
Yeah.
he asked me, say, how many of you are working to the area? I say, we are 3.
You told the man say you're 3.
Yeah. So he said, I want you tea to carry to the
The man say you want to get you what?
tea. Have milk tea. Have milk tea.
Oh, milk tea.
Yeah.
For you to drink.
With bread.
The bread.
3 pieces of full bread.
With egg inside.
You add into my butter. So when I carry it to the when the man say carry to the man, when you give it to the man, then you must come back to the car.
So the food man give you now, you carry that so you can go convince your friend now.
Yeah, when I give it to the man, the man say thank you. I say okay. The man say, oh, where you going now? I say, oh, I'm going right car. So one of my friends called me.
Yeah, the same man you going to now.
Yeah, the same man.
The man tell you say he want for you to go steal.
No, yeah. So when I go to the man, he say clean the car. Then they are 2 now.
In the Jeep.
In a G. Then they are 2.
A big Jeep. Oh.
Yeah.
That one.
Black BG. Photo G.
Photo Jeep.
Yeah. So when I clean the car now,
Air condition inside.
no, Papa, you can't wait for me to spin now. I'll leave the whole town now. You can judge people.
I just asking you a question, sorry.
You can judge people like you can here.
No, I'm a journalist. I beg you, sorry.
The way you talk in the question, you say when I move from here, I'll free. You say when I move from here, I'll free. You say one talk again. I wanted to mean it. Who talk clear to you, but you double in the question. Hi, not looking. Hi, you looking. Hi, looking. Then you want force another more word there again. Why not be looking to the top? I'm not going to talk again. And said they call me to the office. I go explain.
The thing is explained to me that you come to get fed. You say you carry the tea to the man. After you carry the tea to the man, and you come now. So what next now?
And for me, I'll not fair.
Nobody, you getting very. You say ask me too much question. Hey, there's me things. Say make your egg and bread. You bring it. Okay, sorry. Now I say sorry now. Okay, sorry.
If you
I will not ask you the question again. Okay, sorry.
When I give you answer now, then you
Okay. Explain again. I'm not asking you no more question again. Okay, let's go ahead now.
go to school. The English say and then the English.
Okay, sorry. That was sorry now. Sorry.
Say Ali, you take that. You take
I'm
that.
taking time. Okay, sorry. Okay.
Say to I can take that
To explain. Okay.
Distinguished colleagues, This is a two-faced issue.
This is a critical issue in this country, and we must stand up and speak the truth. Because for you to use the fact that prior to printing, it means you already tell me print. But before you print, come up to me.
There is nothing in that paragraph that indicated that money should be printed. The essence of this exercise, the essence of this exercise is to know the facts. Everybody will have the opportunity to ask questions if you so desire.
Good afternoon, good afternoon. Good afternoon and a pleasant welcome to Freedom Hub on 87.9. This is the official voice of Freedom Communications Incorporated. My name is Kyle Oliver Kine. I'm here today with Princess Alexa Vanja Colley as always. We're here to have the Tuesday's edition brought to you right here on 87.9. Too many things happening in the country. A lot of issues going on. Liberians are eagerly waiting and graciously, awaiting the general and presidential elections in October, when President George Manawa will be going for his re-election bid. He's been heavily challenged by Mr. Joseph Yoma Boaka of the Unity Party, Honorable Alexander Benedict Cummings of the Alternative National Congress, by extension, the collaborating political parties. On the sideline is Councillor Tiawan Gonglo, Tiawan Se Gonglo of the Liberian People's Party, the LPP. The election promises to be a very, very, very interesting one, with over 71 of the 73 lawmakers at the level of the Liberian House of Representatives going up for their re-election bid, when there will be a lot of challenges in their respective districts across the country, ranging from Speaker Buffer Chambers to the latest representative elected at the House. They're going to be running for their re-election bid, and Liberians across the 73 districts will make a determination as to what to be the decision in each of these districts. Like I said, from Plebo Sorokin District to District Number 1 in Bombing County, where we've witnessed the latest in terms of a member of the House of Representatives being elected. I stand to be correct on that one. But you also have 15 of the 30 senators going back to their counties for the election, hoping that they will be re-elected. And this is from the pro tem of the Liberian Senate, from Honorable Albert Tubachie, to the newest senator, the latest senator to have gone up Capitol Hill in an attempt to complete the unaspired tenure of a senator that was elected in 2014. Too many things to talk about. The leadership of the Liberian Tricycle and Motorcycle Union were able to distance themselves from a group calling themselves the Union of Motorcyclists, when they, over the weekend, a couple of days ago, endorsed the presidential bid of Joe Boakai. According to the leadership of the union, they are of the opinion that the folks who did that acted on their own. And so they've come to distance themselves from the move by some of their colleagues and to have pledged the union support to Mr. Boakai. That conversation is on. At the very same time, we're going to be looking into what to expect from across the country as the candidate nomination process is on by the National Elections Commission. And so, from the CDC to the CPP, from the CPP to the Unity Party, from the Unity Party to the LPP, we see a lot of political parties, independent candidates, getting prepped up for the National Elections Commission nomination process. With the CDC being the government in authority, we are told that the primaries of the CDC will be held beginning Thursday of this week. Between Thursday to Friday of this week. And there's going to be the commencement of their own process. Today's edition will look into what we think electors in those different primaries they should be looking forward to in an individual before placing them on your party ticket. I repeat, we will be consultizing all of those of you party delegates, whether you're going to be a delegate from the Unity Party. I'm told they're almost done with all of their selection, or whether you will be a delegate of the Alternative National Congress. I'm also told they are already done with their process to a percentage of 95 over 100. If you are a member of the Liberian People's Party, we are told the process is also on. Generally, we'll be telling Liberians in the different political parties what to look forward to, what to consider in placing individuals on your party ticket, and to go to the Liberian House of Representatives, the Liberian Senate, as the flag bearer of your institution. That conversation will be here today with too many of the different issues constituting today's menu. My name is Kyle. We'll take a few bars of our team song. We have word from our sponsor, Crime Stoppers Liberia. When that is done, we come back right here and bring you the lineup, the information you need right here on 87.9.
In every community, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hands, follow your authority. Let it not take your life. Crime Stopper here for us. Bring the safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor. If you see a you must take it. I mean you check it. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. my part of the boy. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make a peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make a peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is here for you. Remember, you see it, you report it. This is a message from your own self-owner, Omer Samsaya.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make a peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make a peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Okay, so welcome back to the program Freedom Hub on 87.9. An apology for not showing up on yesterday. There were too many technical issues beyond our reach, and of course, it was so regrettable on our part that we were unable to be here on yesterday. Alexa has some technical issues. I was confronted with a similar situation as well.
I had technical issue.
Alexa, good afternoon. You never had technical issue. Tell people what you had.
I had another issue.
Okay.
Yeah. So I couldn't be here anyway. I would like to say good day to all of you. However way you're joining us, I would like to say welcome to Freedom Radio Liberia. Welcome to Freedom Hub. We have a lot to talk about, and however way you're joining us, would like to say welcome. It's actually a great thing being back on the radio. We had personally, I had some issues, and Oliver has some technical issues, as he said. So could not be here yesterday, but it is great that we're back on the radio today. So we'd like to say Happy New Week to everyone, and I mean we have a lot to talk about.
Okay, have you been following the Sierra Leonean elections?
Yeah,
they had their.
I followed
the process on Saturday.
I actually followed closely from the start of the elections to the end, and I followed a lot of different activities. I followed a lot of happenings in Sierra Leone. As you all know, that is like one of our neighboring countries, and whenever we have a very crucial election, that is like a critical point where everyone tries to think and everyone tries to compare as to what exactly will happen in our own country and what exactly should be learned and what should not be learned. So I think at the end of the day, one of the major takeaways is the fact that we should continue to be peaceful.
Okay.
That's one of the major takeaways.
I think there is a more violent situation.
It is. That's exactly what I'm saying. This is a takeaway from whatever that is happening there, because you have a lot of different attacks from this angle to another angle. You have people fighting one another. You have a lot of citizens being hurt. You have you just have a lot happening in Sierra Leone. You have young people just bashing one another. And it is not more like you just, sit back, Oliver, and you talk about it. No, this is not like something that is verbal. No, we're discussing something that is physical. So if you're going to follow all of the different happenings, and if you're going to go back to just, few days ago, what has happened in Sierra Leone, you'll be thankful that you're in Liberia, and you also want to continue to enjoy the peace we have. You want to be civil in terms of, handling whatever political differences you have with someone else. You want to be peaceful, because like that is one of the strongest things we have as a country, to have peace and to have people to coexist. But if you followed exactly what happened the past days in Sierra Leone, you would know how provoking it was. And to a greater extent, if maybe just maybe if the president they have, Julius Madabiho, uh, just in case he was not being, tolerant to a point where all of the different attacks, I mean, personal attacks, all of the physical attacks, and all of those different things, right? I guess that was going to be something else that we'll be reporting now. But I mean, a lot happened. And at this point, one of the things we can actually take away from that is we should continue to be peaceful as a country, whether we're going to have election or not. Just imagine whatever that happened and people that were involved in the different, violence and all of those different things. Now, after elections, you have people, reading out different results, and you still have the country. So the country remains, and then people who were hurt, of course, they're still hurt, but you're feeling like pain, and then that is a huge worse news out there. So one of the things we should be grateful for is the fact that we're seeing the different things, and not just Sierra Leone. I guess Nigeria also had their own election, and we saw what happened too. So all of the different things that are happening around us, all of the our surrounding countries right now, we should be able to learn from those things, and we should be able to move forward as a country and just focus on different things that to be done without any without a person being violent, without people involving into physical attacks on one another, because it doesn't actually take us anywhere. You just have a lot of people to be hurt. And also one of the things that I also took away from the elections, the fact that there's something we call speculation, Oliver. And I think that has been one of the major issues we've also had. Like for the election, people focus on, in Liberia, we focus on NEC, right? To have a final announcement, right? And there are some moments where you have different media houses, they're some sort of way they are, just some sort of way influenced, right? So at the end of the day, when you have people who are somehow influenced by something else, right, to maybe incite citizens or incite people who have high expectations, and then you have these different results to be announced by those different media houses, at the end of the day it brings problem. So one of the things I think we should also focus on at this moment moving forward, which 100% focused on, we should be focused on NEC, right, in our country, because NEC is exactly the institution that that should definitely announce whatever result we have from elections, and that is something that we should also focus on, because in Sierra Leone you saw what actually happened. People had to find different ways to stop different media outlets from just announcing whatever results, just to manipulate or incite people. So you wait and you focus on an institution that is charged with the responsibility to announce results, to conduct elections and all of those different things. So I think that is like really important.
Okay, so for those of you who are interested in what's happening in Sierra Leone, I'm going to quote the BBC Africa official website. I am not going to quote any private news entity from Sierra Leone, because we will want to have authentic reports given out to those of you listening to the conversation. So about a day ago, the BBC reported that the first set of results in Sierra Leone, shows that President Julius Maada Bio, the current president of Sierra Leone, is in the lead. And so it says the Electoral Commission says he has, okay, that's good. The Electoral Commission says he has about 56% of the votes, while his closest rival, Samora Kamara, of the All People's Congress. By the way, Julius Maada Bio is from the Sierra Leonean People's, Party. I think they call it the SLP. So his party was able to get a total of 56% of the votes so far. While Samora Kamara of the All People's Congress, APC, was able to attain a total of 42% of the votes. The other candidates, shared into the rest of the remaining votes. But these are provisional results. They are not 100% of the total poll, data collected. And so, like I'm saying, this is a day ago report from the BBC. I'm refreshing the BBC to see if we can have a brand new update from the elections. But up to this moment, we're unable to have anything new. So what I'm reading is from a day ago, and that shows that Julius Maada Bio, the president of Sierra Leone, the current president, is in a commanding lead. Now, let me read what the BBC is reporting on President Bio, and this was posted 7 hours ago, and it says, the Sierra Leone's president, Julius Maada Bio, has urged all citizens of Sierra Leone to keep the peace as poll results come in. And this is in quotation. It says citizens must not incite violence or associate with violent action. Avoid all provocative and retaliatory actions for everyone's sake. For everyone's sake. And this is what President Julius Maada Bio was able to say in reference to the aftermath of what the citizens are doing as the first set of results, were announced. I'm told day before yesterday, and they're still doing. They're still into the compiling stages. Maybe by the end of business day today, Sierra Leone may be giving us somewhere around 90 to 100% of the total, votes and data so far. But like Alexa said, peace is the way forward, and people should use the law. And I hope our people listening to us in Canada and other places around the Bow Waterside area, Freedom Radio is about 50 to 60 kilometers deep into Sierra Leone. So we just hope those listening to us, if you can understand the Liberian English we are speaking, you should be law abiding. Sierra Leone is greater than anybody in Sierra Leone. That country is bigger than any politician. The country is bigger than any political party. Sierra Leone is bigger than the SLP. Sierra Leone is bigger than the APC. It is bigger than all of those who are into the political space. So we think you should value peace over your country. Value peace over your political alignment. That is what I meant. And see peace as the way forward, like Alessa said, irrespective of whatever may have transpired, whatever political ideology you subscribe to. Bear in mind that there was a Sierra Leone before your party could be organized. There will be a Sierra Leone after your party is done and dusted. There were parties before in Sierra Leone. Those parties are no longer existing because they are faded away, but Sierra Leone is still standing. And so, irrespective of whatever the case is, see Sierra Leone as a golden egg that must be protected at all costs. So don't allow any political, this enchantment and whatever the case is to trick out your decision to want to ruin the peace of Sierra Leone. Mother Africa has suffered a lot, from bloodshed and violence and instability. And I think our people in Sierra Leone should transcend that level. And see peace as the way forward in amicably resolving all of those issues that may arise as a result of the election. So that's our take on it, giving you what's happening next door to Liberia. Now, almost all of the political parties in Liberia are involved with the candidate selection process internally as a political party, and they will complement it. Some of them will complement that decision through the consensus building. Some of them will go through elections that they will refer to as primaries. And some of them will just do appointments. Some of the parties ain't got plenty of people running for the party ticket. So the political leader will just look and say, I've been working with Alexa in District 1, so Alexa, you're the one going to this place. It is another form of consensus, but in this case, there are not multiple interests in a particular space. So you just have randomly maybe one person available in each of the different districts. So the political leader, perhaps the party leadership, would just go ahead and appoint people who will represent the party on the tickets. And I think this is very common in the ANC. Not many people want the ANC ticket across the country. So you will not have too many, qualms as to, I want to run. No. I knew since 2016 that Madam Pauline Weah Yamfo, for example, will be the candidate on the ANC ticket in District 14. And since then, there has been nobody to challenge her. That is just clear. Phoebe Henry in District number 9, from the day I've been knowing District 9 and Mr. Cummings, I knew Phoebe would be the only man to go in District 9. Until today's date, I am, I may be wrong. I stand to be corrected, but there is not anybody from the ANC who have challenged Fubi for the seat in District Number 9. So yeah, that is the case I'm talking about. But for the rest of the other political parties that will be conducting their in-house preliminary selection of those to be on the ticket of their political parties, we intend to have this conversation today so that we will understand the magnitude, or better still, the importance of this process. We may not be unity partisans, we may not be CDC people, we may not be people from the ANC or the LPP, but what we will remain, for the rest of our lives will be Liberians. And since these individuals you're putting on your party ticket, since those individuals you're going to be selecting to be your representative and senatorial candidates will be serving the government of Liberia for the people of Liberia by the people of Liberia, it is important that Alexa and I come here today and tell you what are some of the characteristics, an individual should possess before that person can be given the green light to represent your political party. I know some of these parties already went through the process of selecting somebody to represent you, but this conversation should be held so that even if you've made the decision, during the elections, you may also correct whatever decisions you've made, because the primary for a particular political party is just the prelude. The general election is what will make that person to either become the lawmaker for the district or the lawmaker for the county. Now, the latest that has to do with the selection of legislative candidates is this one that involves the CDC as the ruling party in this country. I know of the Unity Party situation where Emmanuel Kine Robertson, went to the process, he won. We're told somebody trying to manipulate the process to get another person on board. That is still being held. But since the CDC is yet to select one single individual on their ticket as that person who will be representing the coalition in any of the districts and counties, it is important we flag few issues and sound out few notes of warning, so that in the process of going about selecting people, you would not, get involved into erroneous attitude that could derail the progress we are making as a country. Now, let me try to break it down. Most of the people in the CDC and the way CDC normally go about doing their things is that they will have primaries. They will have the primary delegates. We are told they got zonal heads, block leaders, and all of those people will constitute the entire delegation, district per district. And so they will go to the primary and select somebody to become your lawmaker. Now, who are you people going to make lawmakers? And I'm going to be very clear with this issue today. This is not intended to a pre-campaign for a select group of lawmakers or aspirants, or so to speak, would-be candidates, but it is intended to inform our people so that in their quest, to select their party representatives, they will not create an embarrassment for the Republic of Liberia. Because whoever you're going to be selecting as the candidate who will be flagging the ticket of your political party, that person is a potential lawmaker. And that's why the conversation is being held. So Alexa and I will come here today and try to give you some hints as to what to consider. We are saying it because we do not want you to go to the level where you bring somebody who is just totally useless to the system, put them on a party ticket, and apparently they could have the support of the party, and that person will end up becoming a representative or senator in this country. I'm saying it because we have an example on our hands today. Monserrato is going to be a case study. We have two senators in this country, in this county representing Monserrato. One is good at talking and saying all of the beautiful things, reciting all of the policies and talking about how they should work and the rest of it. In practical sense, that person is doing little or nothing, to provide material, contribution to the growth of the county. Although there is a record, there are records to show this person receiving a lot of money for the sole purpose of community engagement and tangible projects. On the other hand, you have another senator who, in my mind, is not that vocal in participating on the floor of the legislature whenever there are, legislative deliberations. But that person is the one providing medicine to most of the hospitals in, the county. He's the one providing, access to the different communities through the construction of roads, through the rehabilitation of roads. He's the one providing, transport services across the county, and so forth. Although somebody may argue that it is not his statutory responsibility, but considering the number of allotments these people have in their budget for community engagement, it is only fair to appreciate this person who is utilizing whatever he is receiving from his budget. So when you look at the comparison, you see Sir Joseph, for example, and you see DeLong, and how they're managing Montserrado, how they're providing leadership to Montserrado. Then you in your district, whether you're from the ANC or you're from the CDC or you're from the Unity Party, then you too will also take clue from there and be guided as to how to select somebody to represent your district, because the choice now will be, should I select somebody who will go and just do all of the talking and can't do anything for the county, or should I select somebody who will be able, to make some impact? As you go to these primaries, those are the conversations you should be thinking about. All right? Now, is the issue of talking too much at the legislature a bad thing? No, it is not. In fact, we need lawmakers who will agitate for their people. But it becomes a problem when all of those advocacies will turn out to become ordinary showboating because people want to make a point. It is easier to say the country is dirty when you do not have the direct solution towards cleaning the country. To just talk about the country being dirty is easier. To go to work in reducing the dirt is another issue. So we're not going to be looking forward to people who would do the nonsense talking, unnecessary talking without one atom of action beyond it. What are you going to be looking forward to when you go to your different party primaries in selecting a legislative candidate? What are you going to be looking forward to? Are you going to be looking forward, to an individual who is a loose talker, or somebody who will be able to transform your district or your county? Now, we are saying that because bulk of the problems in this country that we have had as a people and country would normally, be shifted to the president. In most instances, the president, everything that happened in the country, the president won't do that one, the president won't do that one. But not many of us are aware of the enormous power within the legislature. Not many of us are aware. A lawmaker is as powerful as the president. It is debatable. We can go ahead and debate the issues, but I'm saying to you, the lawmaker is as powerful as the president, because the Constitution of Liberia is clear. When you read Article 1 of the Constitution, it says, all power is inherent in the people. All government should be, instituted by them and should work for them. I'm just paraphrasing, but when you read Article 1, it is there. Right? Now, who are the ones representing those people? The lawmakers are the direct representation of the people. So if the Constitution says to you that all power is inherent in the people, it means those 103 members of the House of Representatives and the Liberian Senate are the direct representation of the people. They have the all power as contained in Article 1. So when you are giving somebody the mantle of authority to be your representative, to be your senator, you are taking that power that is contained in Article 1 and giving it to the person. You are relinquishing that power for a period. And somebody said, we do not intend to teach here, but if the need be that we open a seeming civic, a class, we will do. Article 1 is clear. All power is inherent in the people. And that's why one of my big brother, who is a politician, told me, he said the power has now returned to the people. During elections, when you go to elections, when you enter the ballot, when you enter the room to cast a ballot, that decision to take the e-pen and mark Alexa, Senator Monserrate County, by the time you mark Alexa's box and you fold it, you put it in the bucket. As you're placing the ballot in the bucket, you are telling Alexa that my rights as contained in Article 1. Today, Alexa, I'm giving it to you. You will be the one to go and stand in Capitol building to talk for me. You'll be the one to represent me. You'll be the one to advocate on my behalf. You'll be the one to have oversight. I will not have that time to tell LPRC why you not get gasoline on the field. You are the one I'm giving that authority. And so that's why when I said the lawmakers are as important and powerful as the president, I mean, that's the angle I came from. It may be technically subjected to any conversation, but that is why it is until otherwise. So when you are making a choice as to who you send into the legislature as a representative, do that with utmost caution. I see most of the districts across the country, having people, everybody want to be represented. Everybody in the country want to be representative. Even when you do not have the requisite requirement, even when you do not have the statutory understanding of the role of a legislator, you have many people parading the corridors of this country wanting to be representatives. You got to be careful. Whether you are in CDC, you are in Unity Party, you got to be very careful. Because if you are not cautious about this decision, all the people you put in on UP ticket, you put in on CDC ticket, at the end of the day, on October 10, maybe October 11 or October 12, you would have had a clear record of all those who won across the country from the legislative angle. The president won't be hard to determine because the whole country have to check. But by the 11, you will know who are the new representatives and who are the new senators. If care is not taken, you will find a lot of people who will go to the legislature and there will be a waste of the people's time. There will be individuals who cannot contribute anything to the country. Legislatively, they may not have the ability to debate issues on the floor of the legislature. In terms of having oversight on issues affecting their district or their counties, they may not have the ability to present the case or the cases that will be arising from their different district or counties. In terms of interacting with the people, community engagement, they may just sit down 6 years around the clock, collect all of the money, put it in their pockets, give it to their children, their girlfriends, their boyfriends, those of them who are into different stuff. I mean, it will only be about them, and there will be nothing that the county or the district will benefit. So if you're making a decision, those of you who are going to the primaries, look for 3 key issues in an individual before you make them a lawmaker. Can this person talk for our district? Is that person capable of talking for us? Or let's assume fire catch our horses. We want intervention to be made. Can this person talk for us? Let's assume we got coastal defense problem. We got issue with the sea doing our horses. Is this person able to talk for us? Let's assume there are critical issues on the floor of the legislature that will require a lot of participatory, legislative collaboration. Is this person we're trying to put on the primary slot? The person we're trying to select through the primary, is this person capable of representing us at that level? Now let's assume we have some technical issues with our roads. Let's say the footpath breaches. Let's say the young people need recreational facility. They need some intellectual center. People need scholarship. Is this person capable of providing scholarship to our people? Is he capable of doing some extra legislative things that will impact the lives of our people from what it is to a better level? Can this person do it? Now, if these questions are not answered satisfactorily, by you, and your assessment of those you're placing there, trust me, beyond party, you'll be sending a lot of people who may not contribute to the forward march of this country. And so in the supreme interest of the country, your political party, whether the UP or the CDC, it is important that you send people there who will advance the idea of Liberia and not themselves. I'll end on the CDC. I'm told CDC people going to primaries. And I'm told most citizens are angry. And I'm told a lot of them are equally happy. And there is just mixed feelings among citizens as they go to their primaries. But let me say this. Like I told you, there are 3 things that you should be looking forward to in a leader, in a legislative, character. And among those 3, at least a person who is aspiring to be a lawmaker or who is fighting to be retained, the man who won't go there or the man who there and say, I'm going to put him back. That person should have at least 2 of the 3 things we mentioned. If the man already there and you say you won't go back, that man should have a record of creating some kind of impact in the district from the day you're putting there. And I'm making sure y'all one small project that you now do in that district, 1 or 2 different projects he has done. And I'm making sure y'all 10, 15, 20 human beings he has given, scholarship. He has provided educational, support to. If that man or woman cannot point to a day that they were able to raise their hand in session to debate issues relative to the growth of the district and the county, if that person is unable to do so, is unable to justify and provide the facts, with reference to what I just said, then I don't think that person should even be going to primary. Hello? The person paid $1. They've not done any hand pump. They've not done any breach. And don't think I'm saying this thing either. I mean, from an ignorant perspective, I know that it is not their right to do it. But it is the same group of people who would normally put a good portion of US dollars in the budget for community engagement. How do they call that money? The 30,000 or whatever the different name is. They put money in the budget for these things. So if that person who is wishing to be re-elected is unable to justify, to prove what he has done over the period with reference to, this allotment, I don't see why you got to give the man the ticket again. Why I do not see the reason for you to give him the ticket. I also caution you not to just grab anybody because you think the other man who there ain't doing it. Then you just grab one buffoon who understands nothing about what he is supposed to do at the legislature. You go put in there. So it is a process that warrants a lot of caution. You will have to be careful in how you do it. You don't have to rush. It is not about personal feelings. The lawmaker is sort of fear you. Get it clear. The lawmaker is not supposed to feed your family. He is not supposed to get you food every day. His job should be there. His job is to advocate for issues that would generally affect the people of the district from a positive perspective. That's what he's supposed to do. In the absence of that, whether you speak to the man, he speak to you. No, that one is your personal stuff. You go to the man, my baby, dapper, Finio. And the man say, you ain't got money that day. Your baby dapper, now you born the baby. You the one to buy the dapper. You can hold the lawmaker responsible for that. But when they say, the district, the district will need, how you call this thing? Youth center. The district will want this. These are priority issues in the district. Those are things that we want you to assess individuals by. So if the man have been represented and you have been crying for the thing that happened, no town hall. The district ain't got clean out. No police station here. This one, and he did not do anything to advocate for it. Neither did he make frantic effort to make sure that they are brought through his lobbyistic power. That man is not worthy of your seat. If somebody else will want to replace him, make sure that that person will not be a replica to what you bring in. Are there good lawmakers in the CDC? Oh, yes, there are. Are there some lawmakers who won on the CDC ticket who are totally embarrassing to the very party and themselves? Of course, there are. On the overall, As you go through the process, make sure you make decisions that will not render your political institution vulnerable. And I'll leave you with a story. There was a football player called Mario Balotelli. He is a Ghanaian, by birth, and I'm told he took up citizenship in Italy. Balotelli was a troublesome child, but he was very powerful up front in the punch struggle room. Any footballer that may get in the opponent's defense, it is a trouble. But beyond his ability to play and score goals, Balotelli was a serious problem for the football team. They make it allow anything go against him easily. You fire, you cause, you add rule. But he was a good player. Hello? I'm ending on this note. Balotelli, in most instances, he was a tough guy. You step on the man, step on you, he cost you, you're fair. But he was a good player. Wayne Rooney also has similar, attitude. But he was a good football player that although he was rude, he was left fighting, but the coaches will always manage to keep Balotelli on the field because he was that prolific striker who will always hit for goal whenever the team needed one. There are some lawmakers in your party, the CDC, that we see like that. I agree that some of them, they hard to understand. Some of them, they got issue. Some of them, they hard to compare with Pekin. And I'm coming down to the level so that it resonate with you. Because most of you who will be voting are people who understand the struggle. I know some of the Brabi there who are lawmakers, they hard to understand. They hard to understand Medicine Code of Conduct. They got too many things, that they not understand yet. But in this category, they are Mario Balotelli. At the legislature, you need them. I ain't gonna call a name as I'm presenting, and unless I will be adding on to the conversation. You all listening right now know some of the lawmakers. You know where to place them. There's a lawmaker who you will have personal issue. Oh, remember, we don't want you letter, but when you finish talking all that, at the Capitol building, he is a frontliner. They are frontliners. They are always there to champion the issues of your party. Since it is a CDC conversation, this conversation is with specific reference to the CDC. You have some of the lawmakers who some of you got personal issue with in the district, but when it comes to the president's agenda, for example, the president free tuition policy, they were there. They were actively involved in ensuring that policy received the necessary budgetary allotment, appropriations from the budget. And so today, the policy is a success. Oh, yes, there's some lawmakers who in your private district, maybe you got issue with them, man. Oh, the man probably you can't understand all too much. Doing that thing, you can't support. Doing the other one, you can't do that one. Yeah, there's some other problems. The problem will always exist. But the problems, when the president's performance, their ability to champion the cause of the government and the country, and your own political party, when that is above the petty problems you have, then I think you should place the problem secondary to the interests of the country, your party, and your own political arrangement. So in this case, there are some Mario Balotellis in the CDC. I know that. I'm not going to call the names. You know them. But they are very strong. When the president wants something done at the legislature, these are people who can throw it on their head, on their shoulders. Oh, yeah, some of them record into going in the district with the people, especially the men who voted for you. Sometimes you won't operate with them. They scheming on you. They're not ready to operate. They acting tech, the distance. Those are understandable things. But at least if they are very resourceful at the legislature, if they can take on issues, and maybe somewhere, somehow, they're also making some contribution. They're doing one or two projects here and there. You can manage your one. But they're making thought nothing on the floor. He can defend nothing on the floor. He's not doing nothing in the district. He got poor human relations. Nothing in the district. He can point and say that anything the man do and he competed on the floor for him to put him. Oh, you can't even see him. No. People in power. Forget it. It's not party issue. Because to keep the people at the legislature, they're not going to be creating anything better for the country. For your party, it's going to be zero. For the country, it's going to be zero because they're not going to be passing any law. They're not going to be having any strategic oversight that will affect the lives of the people. They're not going to be doing it. So in the end, you will just be electing people over and over who will have zero contribution to make to the country. You know, I'm tempted to call some names, but I will not say it because the primary is about to be held. I don't want people thinking we have sides in the situation. No. But you know some lawmakers who are actively involved. For them, you can be considerate. I mean, you can consider some of them. You know, yeah, you can consider some of them because their performances, you know, the good side will be bigger than the bad side. You know, the bad side part, we can understand it, we can work on it, we can talk about it. But the fundamental issues, the fundamental understanding of the job, when it is there, obviously give that person the chance. Even when they are not a lawmaker, if that person got some attributes of being an individual who can extensively defend the interests of your party, your government, and your district, give the person the chance. More precisely, when the man who is on the position is a weakling. If you can talk, if you can advocate, if you can lobby, be able to use some of your money and make intervention in the district. But you're not using your money to build anything in the district. You're not talking anything for the people. Then in the legislature, you bobo. In fact, so now you're sleeping or you're sharing paper, making it with your friend. I mean, those are not the reason why you are sent there. Either you talk for the people, or you bring some of the things to them, let them see it and feel it and enjoy it because they're giving you money for it through the budget, you know, and so forth. If you can do any of it, if you go to the primary and you see somebody like that, boot them out. Because they are not keeping your district up and running. They are not keeping the country up and running. They are contributing zero, and we give them zero amount of money. We are going to name and shame most of the district that will send bobo to the legislature. If you bobo in the mouth, you can talk. Don't be bobo in your pocket. Don't be bobo in begging for hospital bed. Don't be bobo in begging for schools to be built. Don't be bobo in begging for roads to be built or transformer or LEC pole and wire, you know, light pole, everything to be given. Don't be bobo in that direction. If you bobo to speak English on the floor, don't be a bobo to bring real things that will benefit your people. So all we are asking for is for you to vote against all the bobo, I think you can call it bobo first class, right? The men who bobo, they can turn on the floor. The bobo, they can bring no project to the district. The bobo, they can even use their own money to do project in the district. They are bobo first class. Don't vote any bobo first class at your primary. Whether you're in Unity Party, you're in CDCO, if that your lawmaker is a bobo first class, don't vote him. Because to do that, you're putting the district behind, you're putting your party behind, you're putting the country behind. Because that man will just be sucking money. That woman will just be sucking money, and nothing they will do with it. And so that's just why we just thought to mention, you know, after election, we'll take some calls and we'll come back. We run into what the National Motorcyclists, you know, said during the course of the weekend. You know, then we go on today's edition.
Well, I'm not really going to say way too much on this, but I think there are a couple of several problems people have faced in several districts, and that is not, you know, something that is specific to just a single political party. No, but a lot of people from different political parties have actually, you know, faced this as a major issue. And one of the things is whenever these different decisions are made, you know, pending primaries and all of those different things to be conducted, I think it is important to always reach out to a particular district, because you have a district where you have maybe 15 communities, you have a lot of different people. In each of the different communities you have, of course, you know, some of these different communities have their chairman, they have different people who are in, you know, the different positions they have. At the end of the day, whenever you have a person who is said to have interest in primary, or a person who has, you know, shown interest over the period to be, you know, a lawmaker for that district, that person should have a very, very huge connection. Very huge connection. That person should be close with the people of his district or her district, because at the end of the day, this is like a space where you're representing a whole lot of people. And whenever you have people to have interest in you, whenever you have people who, you know, are close with you as their lawmaker, that makes it way more, you know, okay to have this person that you would think, yeah, this person is, you know, the person who fits for this primary, or this person fits to actually go on a party's ticket. That is the point where people have to realize. But I think some of the major problems that we have here is the fact that some of the different people who have represented different districts across this country or across the different counties we have is the fact that sometimes they have some sort of a personal relationship or maybe conductors of the primaries, or maybe they have some sort of a influence in some of the different primaries to be conducted. And at the end of the day, these different influences will be used, and people who do not work closely with the people in the district, or people who do not have any connection or any relationship, right? That person becomes the face of the party in that district. At the end of the day, that person will not definitely be supported 100%, or just in case that person is supported, it becomes way more confusing, because at the end of the day, you will have people to still be thinking like, where exactly is this person coming from? Because people look at influence. That's one of the things people looked at, exactly, what this person has done over the period. People look at your connection and your different activities in a district. So we've had moments where, you have, for example, you have Oliver, who has some sort of influence. You have Oliver who has done a couple of different initiatives. You have Oliver who is always there for the people in certain district, and Oliver has interest to go on a particular party's ticket, and he has interest in the primary. Oliver knows exactly that he is really close with the people of his district. Oliver knows exactly he has a very strong connection with his people. And if you're going to go back and do a background check, you're going to have people to, be there to provide testimonials that, of course, Oliver is someone we trust, and Oliver is someone we would definitely consider to be on this party ticket, because there should be, background check, right? So if you have someone who has interest to represent your political party in a certain district, I think at the end of the day, you should have party officials, you should have people who will be conducting primary to actually go in that district to send people in that district to do some sort of some sort of investigation, if that is how it will be called, to, ask different questions and just listen to people in that district, because at the end of the day, they are the ones who will be, voting. They are the ones who will be electing that person if, that person is of interest to them. So go there and do whatever investigation that is needed. And if Oliver is a favorable candidate in that district, wherever you go, whatever community you go to, people tell you, yeah, Oliver is great, Oliver is this, Oliver is that. And if you see that whatever message Oliver is, definitely taking out there to people, the message resonates with the people and they actually relate to Oliver. They see themselves in him and they believe that he will be the best person to represent them. I think that is a point where you would think that Oliver is the best person to be the face, of your party in that district. It makes it really unique that you have someone that people actually trust. You have someone that has been working. You have someone that has, imparted the lives of people, both intangibles and, whatever way, just to support them. That is a point where the primary should definitely be conducted on the basis that you have this person who, number one, has the district, he has control over the district. Number two, you have this person who has done a lot of different, initiatives in his district, and people can see exactly what he has done, and people are definitely saying what he's doing. Like Oliver said, it should not be based on, maybe, for example, you were saying this person doesn't talk, or this person is not expressive. So if that would be, a hindrance, it means you have to go back and do something else, because if this person is not expressive, maybe in some sort of way, there are things that, this person has done, or there are things this person is doing. There are different, ways that, he has reached out to his district. There are different things he has done in his district to show that, of course, he is representing his people, because there are several different challenges you have in a district. And whenever you have people to say, yeah, this man is someone who definitely relates to us, this man is someone who definitely is there for us every single day, it means that is a very serious thing, because this person uses his influence, if it is not to be expressive in a way that some people are way more vocal. Oliver, you will have someone here, and that person, once that person takes the floor, you'll be like, wow, this person is talking, this person is doing this. But there are people who will talk every single day. It is not actually wrong to be expressive. It is not wrong to be vocal about several different issues. But whenever you have a lawmaker who, definitely talks, it is important to talk. It is important to express or to bring out some of the different issues people are faced with. But what are you doing in terms of, the different or standpoint. You don't see that person like that. So I think people should go beyond just based on individuality. As I don't like Oliver personally, so I wouldn't want Oliver to be the face of my party and then I have some sort of influence over the primary to be conducted. So I would just disregard what I have seen. I would disregard the survey that has been conducted. I would disregard, all of the different things that, have definitely come out of that district based on different questions that have been asked to people who are electors, people who will be there to vote, and people who will be there to actually, tell you that this person is like this person is like that. So I think that's one of the problems we have. And at the end of the day, you just have someone who is, how do I even call that? Like, it is a beautiful nonsense. Yeah, that's how it will be. You have someone who is representing your political party, someone who is the face of your political party, yet you don't have you don't have anything to show for. You don't have any records to prove that this person has been a person of the people. This person has been a person for the people, and this person has been someone who has imparted the lives of people in his district or in her district. So I think this is something that should be considered. This is something that should be reconsidered, and people should go beyond just having some sort of personal influence over a primary. So people should go in the different districts, because it becomes a problem when you have someone that is actually imposed, if that is the word to be used. You have someone that is like just imposed on the people, and the people do not actually regard that person as someone who will represent them. The people do not actually see that person as maybe their next lawmaker, or the people do not actually see him as their leader. They do not see her as their leader. It becomes a problem because people will start to just stay back. Like, this is not someone we trust. This is not someone who we think would actually represent us well. So it becomes a problem, and the people in the district will have a lot of issues relating. I guess we've had several moments where people will call and people will shame and name their lawmakers on different occasions, and they will tell you this person is just there, but this person is not doing this to represent us. We're being underrepresented as a district. So these are different things people say on a daily basis. And I think from all of the different things we have listened to all of the the different things we have actually seen over the period, and now you have all of the different lawmakers going back to be re-elected. You have a lot of them in the different districts, and they're going back to the people. Some of them right now, if you're going to go in a particular district or a specific district, there's some of them who now have even been rejected by their people in the district, right? So I think these are things to consider. So if all of these things are actually disregarded, at the end of the day, it becomes a huge problem, and you have a lawmaker in the district to be imposed on people, and people will not actually be able to relate. So you have a lawmaker to be imposed on people, or you have someone who, maybe the party has already chosen this person as the face of the party in the district, and you have people to just sit there and be like, no, I'm not going to support this person, I'm not going to support that person. And I think one of the reasons you have people to be conducting primaries is the fact that you always need someone to be there to support the president, right? You always need someone to be there, because if you are a lawmaker of a district, you understand exactly the problems your people are faced with. You understand the different challenges because they communicate these different challenges to you. So you go back up there at the Capitol Hill, and then you discuss it with your friends. You use whatever means to have your people to sort out the different issues they have. So if you're going to just impose someone on them and they don't relate to that person, they're not close with that person has not done anything tangible to be regarded as their leader, or to be regarded as someone who will be able to represent them, it becomes a problem. So I think at the end of the day, since we have these things pending, I think there should be a survey conducted, and whatever outcome the survey is going to provide to you, take that into consideration, because the people are exactly the ones who will be voting. So take into consideration their points, take into consideration the different opinions they will bring forth, and then you'll be able to make your decision to know exactly who should be the face of your political party in some sort of districts you have.
Okay, so that is what it is. We apologize again for the break-in transmission, but the breaking news is that President Julius Maada Bio of Sierra Leone has been re-elected. This is according to the BBC News Africa. So you can go to social media on Facebook. It has been posted there. Following a campaign marred by several violent incidents, a winner has emerged from Sierra Leone's 2023 elections, which took place in a tense atmosphere on Saturday. Julius Maada has been re-elected. That is the breaking news. So if you're listening to us, we are here, Elisha and I. Join the conversation at about this moment. Well, let's hear what you say. CDC is going to primaries. Other political parties have gone to their own primaries. We've cautioned that if a party is to select an individual to represent them on their ticket in whichever district it is, that individual or those group of individuals will have to exhibit some form of, a commitment towards good leadership. If that is not the case, don't go elect people who will become excess packages to the country. Don't elect people who will become burden to the country other than helping the country, rise to prominence. So if you're there, we are here. Let's have the conversation right here on 87.9. And like Alessa said, go to the district. Ask the people who they want. If the people say they want Alessa, it means they believe that Alessa is capable of representing them well, is capable of championing good laws, is capable of, in showing that the country is improved. Don't go forcing people in district because the men are your brother, are your brother's sister, are your sister boyfriend, are your boyfriend pa, are your pa godpa. Don't be sending people in district because you have personal links with them. Send people on your party ticket who will be the direct representation of those on the ground. It is over. We cannot take our break because we got some technical issues since we went off. So let's go over to the lines and start to take your calls. For those of you listening, call us on 866-500-104, 776-104-104 to be a part of the conversation. By 5:30, we call it a day and we discuss the issue from the motorcyclist union. The issue was statement, and we intend to have that statement heralded here on this platform. Let's take this first question. What is the name? Where do you join us from? Go ahead.
Yes, KOK. This is Rodney P. John from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Rodney, you got to be a little bit audible. Go ahead.
All right. I hope I'm good now.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, no reason to really emphasize on why people should make a better decision when it comes to making a choice for your district, because it's where you live. And the one good thing is, I'm sorry to call his name, but he's a clear example of that when the president, you just elect a president because of your anger or your party, you will not get anything from them, especially if you don't know them. The example of Mr. Dillon, he shows nothing good for the county. I mean, like you have said it all. So I think, and also the one reason you should know that when you are a representative, you got to have a relationship, or you must respect the leadership of the country as far as the country, the president. So in that way, you can have communication with them in performing in a good thing for your district as a representative. So you should, carry the characters that, okay, I can mend some places and fix things with the president or the leaderships, so we can better my district. If you have those characteristics, then you are fit for it. So don't just elect somebody because they, number one, they're on your party or ticket and stuff like that. So thank you, man. Let me let you go.
Thank you very much. We'll leave you. We'll take this out of President. Go ahead. Let's hear you. Go ahead. 1 minute.
Yeah. Good morning, KOK.
Good afternoon from Liberia.
Yeah. Lisa, how you doing? Yeah, KOK, thank you for the show. KOK, one of the major problems that we face in the country when it comes to election, it has to do with lack of education. Most of our young people, even down to our parents, most of the people sometimes they think that the election is just about going to cast your vote. And the election is not just about casting your vote. The election is about casting your vote for people that will represent you, like just what you said, the examples. Like, for example, somebody say, oh, Alessa, I'm putting my cap on this thing here to elect you so you can be the lawyer for me, so you can be the mouthpiece for me, so you can stand up for me, because I will not be able to be in that area to do what you are prepared to do.
That's Article 1 right there.
We need in the country, okay, because these are one of the major problems that are facing our country, and that's why you see people electing people that don't even know their function. When they go in that place, they're causing my cause because they don't know what they go there for. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll leave you right there. Let's take this person. Go ahead quickly. We're not taking more calls because we got another conversation by 5:30. Let's hear you.
Okay. How you doing, Baba?
We're great.
Okay, me say Lassa, how you doing too? Okay, bless God for you this evening to hear your voice again.
Go ahead.
Okay, me say thank you for the topic you and Lassa. You people have said it all. This is Martin. I'm calling for Clarence and the female general people defend or cheerleading. The thing you say, my son, I agree with you 100%. Yes, we got Bobo law maker in the hubs, but Bobo law maker got tangible in our very district. Then you will say, if you Bobo, let's see tangible in your district. What you can do? Don't be Bobo in the house, and you come to your district, you Bobo again, you can see nothing in your district. So what you say? Now the rest is man for anybody on us in that district. Or we say we want job brand because you're working in that district, let's get a job brand. Don't be smart because you feel like your friend, you want to force them on us. They want to, it might be good for the CDC ticket. So I beg everybody, that shower us, people are there for us, let's be there for them. If you are Bobo, you can fall down, lost in the hall, but when you come to your district, we see tangible, let's vote for you. I want to say to the show, thank you.
Thank you very much, man. Sissy from Claratown. We leave you right there. Let's take this other person. Go ahead quickly. Mama Rita Do, no time. Okay, we missed out on that person. Let's take this other one. Go ahead. What's your name? Let's hear you.
Yeah, okay. How you doing, brother?
We're great. Let's hear you, Chief. What's your name?
I'm Kesali Baza, and I'm Tony from Fendel.
Fendel, go ahead, Kesali.
I want to say congratulations to Julius Marabio for his victory within the just ended Sierra Leonean election.
Okay.
And I think this is a motivation for us at the level of the CDC. The example set there, we see as a motivation, and I call it on all of our people to be focused as we go into this election. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll leave you right there. Let's take this other person. Julius Marabio has been re-elected, says the BBC. This person, go ahead. 1 minute.
Jerome Gilman from Miami.
Jerome Gilman from Miami in Florida. Let's hear you, Jerome.
Thank you very much. Great topic. To my fellow Seditians, I think there was a young man in your studio maybe a couple of weeks ago that enumerated things he have done and the amount of folks he brings to the rallies and everything. And he seems to be well crafted. And he was concerned that the party may send somebody that don't live in the community, and that person may not be elected, and they may be at the loss of the party. And I think the party needs to actually think about this. On the other hand, if we elect someone who lives in the county, in the district, but doesn't know or have the ability to comprehend and craft laws and advocate and go out of the country and advocate on behalf of the folks, it's a double-edged sword. So we have to be very, very careful. I'm seeing people from Bapolu and other areas. They are complaining because they elected people because they were women or because they were minorities or they live in the community and they get into the House or the Senate and they have no clue. And it's at the disadvantage of the folks. So it's a double-edged sword. I don't think the party should impose people in the district, but in the meantime, the person in the district should be able to advocate and actually craft and understand the legislative process. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll leave you right there. Let's take this other person. What is the name? Where you join us from quickly?
Thank you, kind and say, Eliza. William Jabiwuru, Popo Defender.
Go ahead, William.
I'm speaking for our district office. You make us sound, you and Eliza make us sound judgment that will be straight to the point and do the right thing. Not because the men are not giving my baby, whatever get to me there. Because we have the right to vote in the district. Now we are in meeting, our candidate, they are speaking to one after another. We're going to look between the line. All people are telling what their project they've done in the district and what their commitment to the district, to the CZ are large. So that's what we'll look at. We're not people there tomorrow that will go there and not be able to do the right thing. We want people there that will do the kind of responsibility and be able to look at the party. Because the party we are many. I will not be absorbed in our one office 15%. But if you are able to lobby around to various ministry and various things that in a district to share with your citizen brother and sister can be able to be implored. Just people we are looking at and be able to do things in the district.
Okay.
So we are saying everything what you are telling us. Now we are in a meeting, they are talking one after another. So we'll be straight to the point. Time for the primary maybe come Thursday. Thank you.
We leave you right there. Let's take this other person quickly. No time.
Hello, okay.
Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Okay, that's my original goal for chicken soup factory the president pray.
Go ahead.
Okay, you really made my day. I like the way you present your presentation. You see, okay, people are very especially citizens. We should be fooled. We don't let people fool us. People that represent already. That's why they are mean. They're not giving anything your personal. But look at the weight that they carry on. Look at the impact they are making in our house. Like a color gray. Let me say something for you about a color gray. A color gray, now we agree with me. But look at it.
So you said agree to a color gray me.
Yeah, it means, me, but a weight that is putting out.
Please show.
There's no that people of the church. They should vote a color gray. When it comes to CDC, a color gray is a bulletproof for President Weir. When Bola coming, he can stand back. That he don't want the Bola to stand.
So a color gray fall under the Mario Balotelli group when I was doing the analysis, right?
Yeah, it's for that. It's for that. Some people must look at color gray. It is
although
you say fool, you say a color gray in the house, and now you go to what President we have to fire him. So you're not my meaner, but you're not look at the fire please in our house. I want to tell people on chicken soup factory. But somebody that him now you can see. Don't vote somebody because you know them. The person are there with you. That don't working. It's them but be the one. So you must vote for him. Thank you.
Oh my God. Alexa, what do you make of that? You got to say something about it.
We'll have to ask when he gets back in country.
Are we from Austin were listening?
So,
Austin, are you listening? You want to call?
Wait.
Ma, we just say.
Wait, so
go ahead.
Marita is not in district number 8, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So our analysis was actually based on the fact that in his district, maybe not Akaro's though, but she already called his name.
She mentioned Akaro's name.
Yeah, but whatever we're saying, we did not actually mention,
No, we didn't mention anybody's name.
A particular person's name, right? But since she mentioned his name, I mean, his district number 8, she's not there, right?
Oh, she's not there.
She's not there. Okay, fine. So, people were.
How you want to dodge the thing? My original was clear. She said, although in her opinion, Honorable Gray
I want to know how does she actually get to a point where she knows that he is a mean person? Because if you're in your district and then you
have my we don't know. Don't allow the woman come back.
I want to tell you because she's not in the district yet.
Forget it. Come here.
She's not in the district, so how she know?
Come here. Forget it. When I said there are some Mario Balotelli. I mean, you thought I did that analysis for you? Mario Balotelli is one person who likes fighting.
I want to know how
Mario Balotelli can fight in the practice. I mean, in the dressing room, he will fight on practice ground. He will fight a teammate, fight the opponent, but he's good at scoring.
What he means.
So every time the coaches will always place him on the field, although the notice is a rebel, but they keep him on the field because he is good at scoring. He's a point striker.
So in the radio, you were talking to Akaris.
No, that's not what I was saying.
Okay.
From the analysis, I told the people, I said from the analysis, those of you out there know your lawmakers and you know which one of them will fall in this category.
Lawmaker, yeah. She right? She way on the other side, right? So I think when Akaris gets back to country, we'll have to ask just in case he appears on the station. I would like to know from him seriously whether he mean cheerful giver or not.
We got to arrest my CC and my Rita.
They want to buy me meal.
We got to arrest them. Let's take this person. Go ahead. One minute. Hello.
Good evening, KOK.
Good evening, Chief.
Good evening to my dear sister, Elisa. This is Robert Bakuya calling from 17th Street, Bagley Avenue.
Robert, we'll take 4 person after you, then we'll call you a day quickly. No time.
I just want to tell my brothers and sisters that live District 9 that we should vote Frank Safoko again. Because I see a lot of my brothers and sisters, are so disenchanted most of the time. Oh, when I vote, I will vote for Abin Tume, will vote for the son of Richard A. Herring, Fubi Herring and other people. And we have seen Frank Safoko, what he has done to the district. He has done a lot of things in the district.
Okay.
So for me, I'm encouraging my brothers and sisters that...
No, y'all go to primary first. Y'all go to primary first. Let's leave you and take the other person. Hello, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Let's hear you quickly. We'll take 2 more after you.
This is Eddie from Chicken Soup Factory. Remember the respondent the same thing.
I know.
Yeah, okay. The same thing happening in our district. We'll be going to the primary. We should not make mistake. Not because you friendly with the chairman, so you want to use that opportunity. No, people that have been working in the district, people that been Stopla. We've seen it on this radio today. If CDC make the attempt tomorrow, on the primary, if they don't step in Stopla, Magma work today, we will lose the district. Because majority of the citizens.
So CDC should take prescription line in district number 12.
Because Prince have been working for the people.
Thank you very much. We leave you. We take the other person. Go ahead. 1 minute.
Yeah, good afternoon, President Khan, Oliver Khan, and Chief Elijah.
Quickly.
By the way of recommendation, my name is Franklin N. Kamal, very before invitation with Pem Pujab, one of the executive members.
My man, no time for all. No time. Hey, my man, no time for all the things. Go ahead.
Yeah, President Khan, first let me say thank you for the talk on the discussion as we are with the primary, they got me Thursday. I very want to point out that my fellow citizens who are presiding in the Santi electoral district. Do not be fooled do not be coherent, because now we are looking for people who will be able to speak for us and people who will do better things for us. Right now we are seeing just working of our honorable lawmaker in our district. So comes the primary we let them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Frankly, Kamara, we'll leave you. We'll take the last two persons, then we call it a day. This person, what's your name? Where you join us from?
Good evening, okay, and good evening to the Lordship. Good evening to the Freedom family for the house for Labrador people.
Go ahead.
Thank you for the recognition. I'm Puka Robert, and I thank you for my comfortable residence on the capital bar park. Okay. It sounds laughable when Seporito said that Mr. Gray have some level of financial or differences, and then
no. Don't face the woman English. The woman say, "Oh, Gray is me."
I tell me, my man.
Oh, but why you won't face the English?
But it is not ever on Gray being me. But look at the camion of Ono Gray. Look at the Putin of Ono Gray. Ono Gray. If the party can even jeopardize anybody in the district, trust me, Ono Gray and Foko, it is still what when it comes to the legacy, the protection of the legacy of the party.
But hello, don't misquote the woman. The woman said, even though people in the district say on McGray me, but he is a serious fighter, legislative flow fighter at the house, and so they should. So that you the man got issue with money.
The idiot of the state, the supporting the idiot of individual.
Why you not answer the question? Why you don't answer the question? The woman said the man got issue with money.
Okay, I'm telling you that. The idiot of the state, that want to create private party.
Okay.
Individual.
Okay. So you agree with so you agree with her that irrespective of the man being an alleged mean man, the people should still vote for him. Okay.
Some people that working big volume, other people are protesting the effort of the excellency.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm telling you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Poker Rivals. Poker Rivals, you made your point. We will leave you right there and squeeze in the last caller. Let me see if we can get the last caller quickly. Then we take our break. When we come back, we join the motorcyclists of Liberia. They had a press conference, and let us see what to make of that statement. This person, you are the last caller. 1 minute.
Yeah, good evening,
Good evening, Chief.
Yeah, this is actually William. I found the conversation from looking down the South flowing.
Go ahead, Isaac.
Yeah, you know, for the time the analysis you are giving this evening, you are referring directly to our district lawmaker. The impression of the client on the state lawmaker is one of the peaceful lawmaker ever. So this discussion we have for the past time that we have been.
What kind of example I make? What kind of example I make? Don't get me in trouble here.
I mean, we are not feeding the community, we are not feeding his presence. But yet and still, we go up primary cities election and putting on the ticket. But I can rest assured the leadership of CDC comes to a goal attention on the TV, the people are to be 14. I'm not going to support that idea of them selecting on the former corner as their in the voting for this may have bring disgrace to the party, to himself and into the community.
We leave you right there. Man City is trying to call back, but we are sorry, Man City. We can take you on the same conversation 2 times. We can do that. Let's take our break. When we come back from our break, we will bring you the press conference that was held recently by the Motorcyclists Union of Liberia. Let's take this quick break to be right back.
There are crowds in many places, in every community, you know. You can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hands for the right authority. Really can't take your law in. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a you must target, I mean you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. I'm a part of report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper.
Okay, so welcome back to the program Freedom Hub on 87.9. Crime Stoppers is the official sponsor of this program. The CEO is Omen Sam Sion, and of course we're here on 87.9 on this Tuesday edition. It is a technical situation that made us to go off the air, but we are great to be back. These things will be resolved in the soonest possible time. The Motorcyclists of Liberia, through their national leadership, issue a statement recently distancing themselves from a decision by some of their colleagues to support the presidential bid of Joe Boakai. Here is the head of the motorcyclists addressing the press. Listen.
One motorcycle union system in Liberia. The Ministry of Transport to the government of Liberia to make sure that they facilitate and provide smooth transport space for all motorcyclists throughout Liberia, including a significant reduction in the price of keke and motorcycle license plate from $150 United States dollars to $50 United States dollars, and from $50 United States to $25 United States dollars, respectively. An ongoing conversation with the national government of Liberia for the construction of a state-of-the-art national headquarters for motorcyclists in the tune of $250,000 United States dollars. Fellow motorcyclists, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, with this landmark support given to us by His Excellency, President George Manneh Weah, the motorcyclists of Liberia are indeed grateful to him. Meanwhile, as President General of the National Federation of Motorcycle and Transport Association of Liberia, who represent over 250,000 motorcyclists across our country, I'm pleased to use this medium and be categorically clear to the Liberian people and the international community at large that we hereby, with immediate effect, distance ourselves from the statement made by John A. Kion endorsing the presidential bid of Joseph Boakai An ongoing conversation with one motorcycle union system in Liberia. The Ministry of Transport to the government of Liberia to make sure that they facilitate and provide smooth transport space for all motorcyclists throughout Liberia, including a significant reduction in the price of keke and motorcycle license plate from $150 United States dollars to $50 United States dollars, and from $50 United States dollars to $25 United States dollars, respectively. An ongoing conversation with the national government of Liberia for the construction of a state-of-the-art national headquarters for motorcyclists in the tune of $250,000 United States dollars. Fellow motorcyclists, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, with this landmark support given to us by His Excellency, President George Manneh Weah, the motorcyclists of Liberia are indeed grateful to him. Meanwhile, as President General of the National Federation of Motorcycle and Tricycle Association of Liberia, who represent over 250,000 motorcyclists across our country, I'm pleased to use this medium and be categorically clear to the Liberian people and the international community at large that we hereby, with immediate effect, distance ourselves from the statement made by John A. Pion endorsing the presidential bill of Joseph Yuma Boakai for one motorcycle union system and 50,000 motorcyclists across our country. I'm pleased to use this medium and be categorically clear to the Liberian people and the international community at large that we hereby, with immediate effect, distance ourselves from the statement made by John A. Pion endorsing the presidential bill of Joseph Yuma Boakai for to the Liberian people and the international community at large, represent over 250,000 motorcyclists across our country. I'm pleased to use this medium and be categorically clear to the Liberian people and the international community at large that we hereby, with immediate effect, distance ourselves from the statement made by John A. Pion to use this medium and be categorically clear to the Liberian people and the international community at large that we hereby, with immediate effect, distance ourselves from the statement made by John A. Pion endorsing the presidential bill of Joseph Yuma Boakai.
Okay, so basically, during the course of the weekend, and I had thought, okay. So during the course of the weekend, the Secretary General of the Motorcyclists Union of Liberia issued a statement. It was kind of 2-3 days to Friday. To the entire weekend, as a matter of fact. 2-3 days before we could take a break. So around Monday and Tuesday, this statement was issued. And the essence of the issuance of this statement was as a result of one Kenyan who declared support to the presidential bid of Ambassador Boakai on behalf of the motorcyclists. So according to their Secretary General in this statement, the man said, at no point in time did the motorcyclists of this country ever reach a decision to support the presidential bid of Ambassador Boakai. In his statement, the motorcyclists, to the best of his knowledge as the Secretary General, who is equally the custodian of information in their organization, is unaware of such a decision, thereby calling on the public not to listen to what was said. Now, according to him, the Motorcyclists Union of Liberia, the guys are in conversation with the Liberian government for too many things to happen in the interest of the motorcyclists. So in his mind, what was said about the cyclists supporting the presidential bid of Mr. Boakai is untrue, and it is far from being real. In his opinion, this government was able to reduce the registration fees for motorbikes You know, and let me play it so that you hear it. The government was able to reduce the fees of motorbike registration. They were able to reduce the fees of keke registration, and they were equally able to relax some of the restrictions on motorcyclists, which is also, you know, subject to some form of conversation. But let's listen to what he said.
One motorcycle union system in Liberia, the Ministry of Transport, to the government of Liberia, to make sure that they facilitate and provide smooth transport space for all motorcyclists throughout Liberia, including a significant reduction in the price of keke and motorcycle license plate from $150 United States dollars to $50 United States dollars, and from
okay. So before President Weah could come to power, according to the Secretary General, they were registering their keke from $150 United States dollars to 50. Listen to it.
$50 United States and motorcycle license plate from $150 United States dollars to $50 United States dollars, and from $50 United States to $25 United States dollars, respectively.
Okay. So the keke guys used to pay $150 USD to register their keke at the end of the year. And so it reduced from 150 to 50 USD. At the same time, the motorbikes were, you know, paying $50, and were reduced from 50 to, I think, 35. Let me go back to the audio.
United States dollars to $50 United States dollars, and from $50 United States to $25 United States dollars, respectively.
Okay, so from 50 USD, which was the fees for registering motorbike at the end of the year, the government of President Weah started to ensure that they pay just $25. So in his mind, the motorcyclists have benefited a lot from this administration than that of the administration of the vice president, the former vice president. So if they were to support the presidential bid of any other person, it wouldn't be Joe Bwaka. His argument is that under Joe Bwaka, for a keke to be registered in this country, that keke will have to pay $150 US to be registered for you to get plate. If not, you will not ply the street freely. Police will arrest you here and there. Under Weah, George Weah took it from that level, $150 US to $50 per keke operator. Now, for the motorbikes, instead of you riding motorbike in Monrovia or across the country and pay $50 to register, according to his statement, it has been reduced from $50 to $25 under the Weah's administration. So he was questioning Kenyon and the rest of the folks who went to pledge support to Mr. Bwaka on behalf of the union that, hey, Kenyon, if we are to support a presidential ambition in this country as a union of 250,000 people, why will we choose to support a man who strangulated us, our business, under his administration? It is under the administration of Mr. President that today we have limited no-go zone areas. Before, there were places we could not go. So our scope of operation, you know, never had a lot of places to operate. We could just operate from one community to the junction. We could not apply the major routes. You know, our customers, the places they want to go to, we could not carry them there. So we're not making more money under the Joe Bwaka's administration. So even if we choose to declare political side, it would not be a Bwaka administration, because under them, they may also pay $50 to register simpleton a motorbike. Under them, they may also pay $150 for simpleton like a car. So why would we choose to support such an administration when in fact they've done nothing significantly to improve the lives of motorcyclists? And the reason we're having this conversation is because a little around 80% of those who can follow Freedom Radio, especially the Freedom Hub, since 2018 when I joined this radio station, bulk of the ardent followers of this radio, specifically Freedom Hub, at about this moment, the keke, the motorbike men are our real first hand, die-hard fans. And so when the guy mentioned how this government was able to reduce the fees they are paying annually, you know, I was like, is this thing happening? And the Ministry of Transport is not telling us. Why is this not a news? People were paying $150 on a Joe Bwaka to raise a keke before the keke ride. Today, they got how you call this thing? They have to pay just $50. A whole $100 was slashed out. According to what this guy is telling us, and we invited people from the Ministry of Transport to give us sufficient information regarding that issue. Now, the first were paying $50 to register motorbike. They slashed $25 from on it. It is only $25 at the moment. Significant release. I mean, significant, pressure was relieved of the people. Now, my thing is, in the midst of all of what's happening, they are also acknowledging the fact that this government was able to remove the restriction that was placed on motorcyclists operating in the city. This, I have some personal issues with. Although most of the motorcyclists are, some of them, not all of the motorcyclists are bad, but some of them are, abusing this opportunity because the criminal there misusing it. They will go get on the bike and be jacking people, weak hair and this thing. Criminal can go everywhere now. Even some, church business will be good, but some criminal can enter church business to do criminal pastor business. Every profession in this country, on this planet, it can be good from the beginning, but people can enter into it and manipulate it. So you not only motorbike riding and teenage people got criminals. But these are things that they are acknowledging. And so because of it, the guys are saying, we cannot be ungrateful to a man who reduced our registration fees from that level and brought it to this level. The man who gave us access to fly in places that we were never supposed to fly in. We can be ungrateful that way. So instead of you coming to us, we don't have the luxury of time. We're going to go take calls on it. Instead of you coming to us and say, let's go support Bwaka. Why are we supporting Bwaka when this Bwaka was vice president and we were being made to pay $150 before we register? Come on, in the KK in the country. We in Texas were paying the same money to register. It is this government that took that burden off our shoulders. And so even if we want to support people in the country, that decision will not be for Joe Bwaka. So Kenya and his guys are on their own. They do not have the authority. They are not legitimately elected to spearhead the affairs of this entity. And so we are distancing ourselves from whatever statement they issued in declaring support for Mr. Bwaka. Because we believe this government has been able to do a lot for us as a union to enable us move around freely. By tomorrow, God's will. Freedom Morning Rise in consultation with Freedom Hub, and we will extend the conversation to, from the print news and face the issues. These motorcyclists and motorbike riders, so to speak, they're motorcyclists from the conventional standpoint, Liberia, that motorbike rider, they can get many, especially the ones that cannot change their radio station from their keke and their motorbike. By tomorrow, we will announce on this platform a particular giveaway program we will have for them. If you get motorbike, you got your keke, and you can listen to Freedom Radio, tomorrow on Freedom Hub, we will give you a specific announcement. We will collect your information between now to the end of the year. In as much as Freedom Radio will continue to exist, every month we will call you at our venue, this street. So every day you'll be coming to collect your ticket. You come to collect your ticket. You collect your ticket, we'll give you one flyer because you are a die-hard fan of this radio. So you come, we collect your ticket, we give you ticket, we give you flyer, we put that ticket in our office. At the end of the month, we select one day, and all of you will come to the radio station. You come to the Clay Street, Clay Street. You follow the street at your business that you own the country. You come, and we will do selection. So if 500 even get ticket within the month, we'll get gift for about 100 person, or maybe we'll get gift for about 50 person, and that will be, zero gasoline. Each person will get a good quantity of gasoline that they can operate in 2-3 days, and also. So those are our own way. Those are things we'll be doing as our own way of giving back to those of you who are our normal supporters. But this is what the union said. That's what they said. So because of this issue of being grateful to the president, the guys are saying no. We're not saying supporting Bwaka. On the Bwaka who pay the money. And then they were right. On the Bwaka who pay. So why are we gonna support Bwaka when on a watch we pay a lot of money to operate in this country? In fact, we were not even allowed to go to certain places. Or those who are friends abusing the opportunity of president, we are getting up because they're allowing criminals to use their bag to do bad thing. But on a Bwaka, we're not used to go to places. We can make good money because we can go far. It is president we are who has given us the leverage to go to places and make money for ourselves and feed our families. Or those who are friends, exploiting the situation, they misusing it, they allowing criminals to be using their bag to be jacking. But we appreciate what the president is doing. And I will also establish our own task force so that when we catch motorbike rider, we can arrest them and turn it over to the police. Those are activities we have under this administration that we didn't have before. So why would we even go to be ungrateful to the president? So we are distancing ourselves. Let me play this thing. We are distancing ourselves from that decision. Yes, we are distancing ourselves from that decision, and we're hereby informing the entire public that we are not in support of what Kenyon said. Listen to it.
Constitution of Nigeria, who represent over 250,000 motorcyclists across our country, I'm pleased to use this medium and be categorically clear to the Nigerian people and the international community at large that we hereby, with immediate effect, distance ourselves from the statement made by John F. Kenyon endorsing the presidential bill of Joseph Yuma Bwaka with the national government of Liberia for the construction of a state-of-the-art national headquarters for motorcyclists in the tune of $250,000 United States dollars. Fellow motorcyclists, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, with this landmark support given to us by His Excellency President George Manuel Weah, the motorcyclists of Liberia are indeed grateful to him. Meanwhile, as President General of the National Federation of Motorcycle and Tricycle Association of Nigeria, who represent over 250,000 motorcyclists across our country, I'm pleased to use this medium and be categorically clear to the Liberian people and the international community at large that we hereby, with immediate effect, distance ourselves from the statement made by John F. Kenyon endorsing the presidential bill of Joseph Yuma Bwaka.
Okay, so that is it, Alexa. Quickly, then we go squeeze few of our calls. That is what the guy said. They are not going to do it. No. They're not going to be ungrateful to the president. So, like I told you, tomorrow, if you're listening in your keke and your motorbike, tune into this radio by tomorrow. By this time, Freedom Hub, just listen. At your radio now, you can listen to different radio station. At your radio, you think always in your keke. We will be announcing to you when you will come here and collect your ticket. We give it to the people then downstairs. You're not coming to the radio station up here because you buy a car, your keke on the sidewalk. You go to the gate, they give you a ticket, they take your information. At a particular time, we'll have a raffle draw. At that raffle draw, we'll select, maybe we'll select 50 person will benefit that day. So when your name comes out of the 50 person will benefit, even on a 3 gallon of gasoline, we'll give you the slip or we'll give you the money or we'll give you the gas. Oh, yes. To appreciate you for standing with Freedom Radio. In fact, as this show is on, all they can get them down Waterside, they can get them, Point 4, Bourgeois Island, Red Light, Dupont Road, all over the place. By the time you power, they can get Freedom Radio. The way I'm talking now, almost 3 can now get my voice on it. So when they can get them meet together, they can get be that one club. So hearing, the sound can be so loud. We are going to appreciate you. And the way we do it is to give you your ticket. We give you your membership ticket. We give you your flyer, your stickers, and we'll tell you when the raffle draw will be held so that you come and it'll be on the radio. Unless I myself will be here, Austin, and everybody here. So say, selection number 1, we open it up. That we need on it. We'll say, okay, AB Kamara, Keke Rada, Keke plate number 4460. Okay, my man, you win. That's your number to choose. And we'll call you out there. Somebody go downstairs, they give you a 3 gallon of gasoline. Those are the things we'll be doing just as our own way of giving back to you for being so loyal to us. The Keke Riders, the motorbike men, I don't see radio station they can play in the country beside us. So let's take a few calls right here. Then we go home on to this edition. You want to say something?
No, someone is asking about people who are living out of Monrovia. I think this is like specifically for now, just for.
No, if you can make once you.
But I think if you can be a part of the raffle draw and get a ticket,
if you can come for your ticket and your flyer,
wherever you are, you will still get your gas.
Yeah. So by the time we give your ticket to you, we give your flyer. I mean, we're going to be giving our flyer to our people so that the whole country will know say they may can listen to Freedom FM, the Freedom FM fan in the KK. So I mean, those are things
and you can get. I guess if you're not in Monrovia, you can get maybe a relative or someone to get a ticket on your behalf.
Oh yeah, and take your flyer. But we will need the
so.
KK and the motorbike to be here because as we're taking the giving your ticket, we'll be sticking the flyer on your KK because on the day of the raffle draw, when you win, successfully, we'll match the ticket details with your KK and your motorbike details. That's how unique it's going to be. But it is our way of giving back to the people. Yeah. Once you are a fan of Freedom Radio Liberia, I don't think you once you are a motorcyclist and you are a fan of Freedom Radio Liberia, I don't think you have different political alignment. Let's leave you right there and take the first batch of people. Go ahead quickly.
Yeah, good evening, KOK.
Good evening. You motorbike man?
My name is Prince Julie and I do drive from the borough of Nikutown.
Go ahead, Prince, quickly.
Yeah, let me appreciate you and Lazar this evening for the topic on discussion. You guys said it all. I just sat quietly in my room and saying that there are some motorcyclists that are ungrateful to the president. After all he has done for the people, they still come and go indoors. Yes,
the union said the men did it on their own. It's not the official statement of the entity.
Maybe someone maybe it take some money, so it just come out to see the session.
Okay.
But Council Tower 10 will be defeated massively by President George Weah. Thank you.
We'll leave you right there. Let's take the other person. Go ahead, Chief. Let's hear you.
Mr. KOK, let's start. Good afternoon to you all. This is the President Keke Drao coming in at George S. Yeah, this is the President Keke Drao.
You will be the first person here because Freedom Radio can go off in your Keke.
Yeah, this is the man that always winning a whole lot of things from the PJ Hero.
Okay.
From our program they call the Ching Chong.
Okay, go ahead.
Freedom FM, I'm number one. All their show, next time Spain, keep it down to your show.
So tell your fellow KK men to listen to the radio tomorrow at about this time on my show, our show time, and we will tell them exactly when to start collecting their tickets.
Okay, let me let you know now. Okay, what my brother was just saying about the fear of the registration, it is true.
Okay.
It was $150.
Wow.
But now we are paying $50.
Wow.
For KK. By driving the President KK.
And the motorbike was how much?
Motorbike was $50.
Okay.
It 25.
Wow.
It drive with 25. There's no history there. There's no anything he lying on. It is true. So he can be ungrateful to look at the excellency of Dr. George Manneh Weah and then back to him and go to another side.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm going to talk to my brother. Joe S. Nipan, the President Keke Drao. You're listen to KOK, the Freedom Hub, the biggest show in the Republic of Liberia.
Listen tomorrow. We'll be announcing our appreciative raffle draw for our value KK riders and motorcyclists.
Okay, this is the President Keke Drao one more again.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We'll leave you right there. Let's take another person. Go ahead. 1 minute quickly. Let's hear you.
Good evening, Oliver Kine and
Good evening.
I'm Rich Alfred calling from Paris Market.
You KK man or you motorbike man?
I'm motorbike man of Brokan.
Wow.
I'm motorbike man. The last time something comical happened, let me share with you.
Okay.
Normally when I put my radio on only 87.9. So me taking like get my friend my bike, go change the station and get angry with him because I missed your program.
My man, I know.
Like seriously,
I know.
Any administration care for me to cross from Kennedy Boulevard to come to Banavi Estate, they arrested my bike. Since that day to today, I never get that bike. Honestly. But today I got free access to go to town. And look, if Kenya they're ready, they're not ready for life yet. They don't know who to support. But we the psychologists will tell them that we are of one word.
Are you gonna listen?
President.
Are you gonna listen tomorrow? For the date where you can come collect your ticket.
Even tonight, for face the issues I must listen.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I mean, keep telling the rest of your colleagues to keep listening so that they will follow when to come for their ticket.
No problem. I will do that.
Thank you very much. We'll leave you right there. Let's take the other person quickly. Go ahead. 1 minute.
Yeah, okay.
Let's hear you, Chief.
I'm Motorbike man. This is Eddie P.
Go ahead, Eddie.
You know, one good thing we will tell motorcycle, they thank God for that that come up. That an official statement of the motorcycle is very, very important. But okay, I would just let to force the motorcycle. They should be very, very careful. During the past administration, you and myself here, the 12 year, had a big motorcycle, had to kill them all on the street. I'm not just about a regime for the 12 years. So we just also the if you made mistake, you all know who they call Abraham Kumar. If he come back for you, you will know. Don't about to happen to you. Will come back for you.
We leave that conversation. Let's take the other person. Go ahead. 1 minute. Hello.
You okay? How are you?
We are great, Chief. Let's hear you quickly. We'll take 4 more, then we'll go home.
I'm David Rufus calling for my keke on Broad Street.
Your keke?
Why? Yes. Silent listener, I don't miss the show at all.
Wow.
Day to night. I on the station. But you said something that really got to me. But I fellow saying that someone went on behalf of the motorcycle pledging our support to the United Party. That what got to me today. Even today, I was at the union office. Tomorrow again, because of this, I will be there again to really find out for myself.
Are you going to be listening to the show tomorrow to know when you're collecting your stuff?
Okay. I can't miss the show.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, my brother. Let's leave you right there and take this person. Go ahead. 1 minute quickly.
Yeah, okay.
Let's hear you.
Okay, this is my CC again.
My CC, you got motorbike?
Yeah, my son got a keke.
Okay.
You want to listen of Freedom FM.
Okay.
Each time you ride, it's playing on the radio.
That's good.
So we will be listening tomorrow. You want your follower. You always follow. There is no problem. You always following you. So that means that in your friend and name that they carry Joe Baka that were all car park inside the city down on the friend and name. No, stop that matter what you say. Then when the pocket and said they say we're paying 1 million US for common plate. But then music give a pay for plate. That was fine. You want to play broad their way, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, yeah.
We leave it right there. Yeah, man, CC. Let's take the other person. Go ahead. 1 minute quickly.
William Jabi Uru People Defender.
Go ahead, William.
What the motorcycle says is true, kind. Even 20 or 21 when I started my new keke, it was 3 years you got to pay. You got 250 for a restaurant, 250 from the government angle. But person we are dropping to $50. 1 hour go free. And listen, Freedom FM in my keke time. When you both started, I didn't put the volume loud. Everybody can follow listen to it. And say some boys say, I don't know. Getting your station, you need to get better information. So you can listen to what I tell you. So now if you can want to install the person, you get and carry your money. Look at that.
And I know most of the motorbike and keke operators. I know that. Let's take the last 2 persons and we go home. Let's take the last 2 persons. We go home. Yeah, the time is what we're encountering. Hello, 1 minute.
Hello.
1 minute.
Yeah, okay.
You are the second to the last.
Yeah, this is Ebenezer T and I call you from Chicken Factory.
Ebenezer, you got motorbike?
I don't have bike, but I've been around for long to know how bikes have been given the leverage and privilege to fly around town.
Thank you very much. Let's hear you.
Okay, so those motorbikers that are supporting Joseph Boaga, let me tell you for a fact, they are the Sierra Leone Kisi people that ran away from Marabio because they couldn't find means in Sierra Leone. They came to Liberia and they come to support another Sierra Leone Joseph Boaga here. The bikers that are banned here, that are supporting George Weah, those are the typical Liberians, or those are the people who been around from early time to present, and they know their limitations they had early time and the privileges that they got now. How will you be riding motorbike and you just riding from Chicken Valley, Georgia to Turning Point for 12 years? And in 6 years, George Weah gave you the leverage to go all around Monterrado, even out of Monterrado, and you want to be ungrateful. How can you be registering your motorbike for $50 and you got $25 discount? Do you know what $25 can do for you? How can you be riding a keke and register it for $150 and now you got $100 discount? You do know their percentage is more than $75 percentage. I mean 75%.
It is more than 100% though.
Of course. So they And those who are grateful, they will show their appreciation to President Wilson. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We take the last person. You are the last. Tomorrow we have an extensive edition of this whole program, and we'll be launching the Freedom Motorcyclist Keke Fan Initiative. Let's take this person. 1 minute.
Yeah, good evening, Dr.
Good evening, Chief. Go ahead, Isaac. Quickly, you're the last person.
Yeah, our foreign sponsor last time all that the Sago endorsed and the president of the organization or today clarity have come out.
Okay, today the clarity was provided, and so that is what it is. Let's leave you and go home right here. We don't have the luxury of time. Yeah, we got a technical issue, and that's why we thought to roll over. But we'll be on tomorrow, Alexa. Just so you know, my people, tomorrow we'll be giving the entire roll out of how this raffle will be. You will collect a ticket, you go 1 month, you go relax. We take our time, we announce the date where you will come back. When we say 4 o'clock, it's when you will come back with your ticket, then you listen to the radio. We'll put one big speaker outside, will be on the radio here, the speaker outside will be listening. So we'll say we will be selecting 50% today. So we'll get one small little baby here, the baby will put her hand in the bucket and take one ticket. We open it and we'll say, oh, that John Brown will move from among the people. You can't. When a 3 gallon will give it to you. When a 4 gallon will give it to you. Anything you get in your gift bag will give it to you. Our appreciation to you as is a die-hard supporter, a die-hard fan, and a regular religious follower of Freedom Radio Liberia. Alexa, we go home to return on tomorrow.
You for your safety.